What's up? Welcome to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to give you guys a full complete walkthrough tutorial on how to list items on Amazon so that you can sell them, and how to create an Amazon FBA shipment where you box all of your inventory up and send it off to Amazon warehouses in bulk so that they can store it and ship it to your customers when it sells. I'm going to do screen recording on the laptop. I'm going to show you guys everything. I'm going to try to be as detailed as possible, so that if you don't know how to do it or you've never done it, that by the end of this video, you should have a good understanding of how to do it. I'm also going to try my best to use as little added software as possible, meaning I'm just going to list it through the Amazon website, and I'm not going to use the stuff that I actually use because I want to show you guys in a way that makes sense to you, which is, you know, when you're starting and you don't have a ton of software or whatever.
Reezy Resells. Follow the hustle.
With that being said, these 10 pairs of shoes cost me $42 a pair. I purchased these at the Nike factory outlet. They were, I believe, $54.97, which is the cheapest they would be in the store, with an additional 30% off. So after tax, it came out to be about $42 a pair. And I expect to make at least $400 profit across all 10 of these. So $42 in a pair, and about $40 profit out on every pair. The minimum profit I'm going to make on any of these shoes is about $35, but because nothing is set in stone, they're not sold yet, you know, so it doesn't always go exactly how you plan, but theoretically it should. It's potential profit. These shoes actually retail for $120 at full price, and so getting them for $42 is a great opportunity to make profit, because selling them on Amazon, we're not having to price them some price way above MSRP. We're actually pricing them reasonably, $100, $110. We might sell some pairs for $120 or maybe more, because different sizes sell for different prices based on supply and demand. But the moral of the story is that if the retail price is high, $120, and you can acquire them for $40, and they're actually good items that sell well, you got an opportunity to make some profit. One last thing before we get started. I know many of you guys will say, well, that's great, Reezy, you can sell Nike, but most of us can't sell Nike. We're not approved to sell Nike. It's actually very easy to get approved to sell Nike as it is to get approved to sell most brands. And if you watch to the end of the video, I will let you guys know exactly how you can get approved to sell Nike on Amazon. Anyways, let's just open up the laptop and get into this. When you first log into your Amazon account, this is going to be the dashboard. This is what you see first, and up here there is a little button that says Add Products. That's what we're going to click. Boom. Clicked it. Then it says Find Products in Amazon Catalog. And I'm going to use a simple $20 USB barcode scanner. You could actually just type the numbers in. If you don't have a scanner, it's fine. But I definitely recommend using the barcode over title searching, because you don't want to accidentally choose the wrong item. So if you scan the barcode, you're definitely getting the right item. Now, I have a pair of 6.5, 2 pairs of 10, 1 pair of 9.5, 3 pairs size 6, and 3 pairs of size 9. So we only have to scan 1 of each size, and then we'll change the quantity as we go along. So let's go ahead and scan the first shoe here. Then we're going to click search. It's going to come up. We're going to choose on the right side. We're going to choose condition, new, and we're going to click sell this product. We're going to go into SKU first, and you could leave SKU empty and let Amazon generate a SKU for you, but I recommend you actually make your own custom SKU, and you can encode information into that SKU, which is very helpful for the future you when looking at the SKUs of your items. So what we're going to do here is we're going to put Nike to signify that this came from the Nike factory outlet. Then we are going to put a $sign, and we're going to put our cost, $42. We're going to put a dash after the price. We're going to put dashes in here just to separate everything in here. Then we're going to put today's date, the date that we're listing them. Today is the 8th. So we're going to put 09/08/2023. And we are going to put dash 1, because this is the first item that we're listing, and they're all going to have a really similar SKU, except for that number on the end is going to be different. Now, for my price, the lowest price here is $124, and I could price it at that, but these are going to get shipped off to Amazon, and they're not going to get there right away. They're not going to go active yet, and the price could change. Also, this is not the interface that I like to look at when doing my pricing. I want to do a more detailed pricing. I want to make sure I don't underprice or overprice. So just as a placeholder right here, I'm going to put 140. And we're going to skip this. List price, we're going to skip. We already clicked new for the item. And then down here on the bottom, we're going to click Amazon will ship and provide customer service fulfilled by Amazon. We're going to go down. We have the marketplace selected, United States, and then we're going to click save and finish. All right, so we're almost done. Right now, you can see the actions that you can do. I could use the manufacturer barcode, or I can print and apply Amazon barcodes for myself. Now, normally, personally, I just like to use the manufacturer barcode when I can, because I am in stickerless commingled inventory. This is all too much information. It's not going to matter to you, but for the sake of this video, I'm going to choose print and apply Amazon barcodes myself, because that's what most of you guys are going to be doing. So from that menu, I just chose the Amazon barcode, and now I'm going to click list as FBA. I'm not going to click send list as FBA and send to Amazon, because we're just not ready to do that yet. First, we're just going to list as FBA. Cool. One item done. Now, we are going to go back to the added products, and we're going to scan in these size 10s. Select condition, new, sell this product. Now this one's going to be a little bit different, because we're going to change the quantity here. We're going to change the quantity later when we're making the shipment. So we're going to come up here, we're going to make the SKU. We're going to actually be able to click on the one we did before, backspace 2. But on this one, I'm going to add after the price and before the date. I'm going to put a Q, caps lock's on, I'm going to put Q2, which just lets me know by looking at the SKU that I have quantity 2 of this item. So for this one, you can see that the lowest price is $96.99. I'm just going to price this at $140 like the other one for now. I will come back to the pricing later. Choose Amazon will ship and provide customer service. And everything looks good. Save and finish. We are going to drop down and choose Amazon barcode. And then we are going to choose list as FBA. We just need to remember that when we make this shipment that we're actually sending 2, not 1. We're going to edit those later when they show up in the manage inventory page, because they're not showing up yet. All right, onwards to the next items. Add products. We got 1 9.5 here. We're going to scan this one. We're going to click here. We're going to scan it. Click search. Shows up. Select condition. Choose new. Click sell this product. Get the SKU going again here. Now this is going to be the third item that we list. Our price, we're going to put 140. You can see the lowest price is 110, and I'm going to adjust those later, so don't worry about that. Amazon will ship and provide customer service. Marketplaces is good. Save and finish. Wait for it to load. Print and apply Amazon barcode. Confirm. And then we are going to list as FBA. Now we're going to go back to the next item, which is going to be 3 pairs of size 6. Select condition, new, sell this product, go to SKU. We are going to go to this one. We're going to remember to change the trailing number to the 4. And we're going to change the Q here to 3, because we have 3 sizes of this one. So our price, you can see the lowest price on this one is $136. We're just going to put $140. Honestly, if it sells for $140, I'll be ecstatic. My average price I'm hoping to sell these for is about $100, $110. Doesn't always work out like you think it will, but having a good margin to work with is always better than having a slim one. Everything looks good. Save and finish. We're going to choose Amazon barcode. That's just because I want to demonstrate to you guys how to print barcodes. Normally I would do stickerless commingled as much as possible, because it's faster and it requires less work. Last one here. Select condition, new, sell this product. And you can see the lowest price here is 106 basically. And this is the fifth different item that we have. And we do have 3 of them. So everything there looks good. Save and finish. We're going to change that to use Amazon labels, confirm, and we are going to list as FBA. Now, if you weren't planning to sell FBA, you would have just chosen the other option when you were listing that says, I will fulfill it myself. It's called merchant fulfilled, meaning you'll store it locally and you'll ship it to your customer when it sells. But because I'm shipping these off to Amazon FBA, I chose that option and we're moving along with that. That is as easy as it is to list an item. They'll go active in your account shortly and you'll be able to see them in manage inventory where you can price them and you can look at the other offers. It's a lot more convenient to price from the manage inventory page. So yeah, if you're not doing FBA, that's basically as easy as it is to list something. Go to add a product, scan the barcode, make sure it's the right one, pick the proper condition, the proper fulfillment method, add your SKU and your price, and then you list it. Boom, ready to go. But since these are listed as FBA, they're inactive. It takes a little bit of time to process and then show up in your dashboard. And now we're going to begin the process of making an FBA shipment. After you get your items listed, you're going to wait a few minutes and then they're going to start showing up in your manage inventory page. If you don't know how to get to your manage inventory page, go to the hamburger menu on the upper left of Amazon, click on it, go down to inventory, and then click on manage all inventory, which is where we're at on this page. And you can see now that I have the 5 items that I listed showing up here. It still shows 0 quantity. Don't worry about that. We're going to fix that here in a second. I want to bring your attention to these columns on the right side, minimum price and maximum price. Now, you don't need to fill these out, but they do help you from selling your items for too cheap. Let's say if you have a repricer, that's an automated repricer. Filling these fields out can stop your repricer from going haywire and selling your items for lower that you want. So what happens is if you go under your minimum price or over your maximum price, Amazon will just make the items inactive automatically due to pricing error or whatever they call it. So you don't have to fill this out, and I don't usually use this, but I'm just going to fill this out to show you guys how it's done. I'm just going to put 150 on all of these. And then for the minimum price, I'm going to put 90. Just somewhere where I know that's inside my window. And don't trip, you can change all this later. It's not a huge deal. And then I'm going to click Save All. Now I'm going to click this box up here that checks and selects all of the items. Obviously, if you have more items listed than you're going to send off, don't do that. I have one weird item on the bottom I had to uncheck over here. And so I have my 5 items checked that I want to send off to Amazon FBA and make a shipment with. So check the boxes of the items that you want to send. Then go to this little arrow drop-down menu and choose Send Replenish Inventory. So click that, and this is going to begin the process of sending it all over to Amazon. It says you've selected 5 listings. Are you sure you want to continue to send these? So, yes, continue. And now we're going into the Amazon FBA shipment process. On this screen, you're going to have to fill out a little bit more information. It kind of guides you through, giving you some little arrows or whatever. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to select prep category for all the items, and we're going to choose no prep needed. Boom, save. Then we're going to set prep and label owner, who preps units, who labels units, seller. Not Amazon, because that costs money, and we're going to prep it right now. I'm going to show you guys how to do it. Now that we have those set, we have the no prep needed for all of them, and then we have it set for seller stickering, because if you choose Amazon, then you don't have to put stickers on it, but Amazon will charge you when it gets there, and they'll do it. So, but it's very easy to sticker yourself. So now over here on the right-hand side is where we get to put in the units, the amount of units that we're sending. So there's 1 6.5. There's 2 size 10, that's this one. There is 1 9.5, that's this one. There is 3 size 6, and there is 3 size 9. So total of 10, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Cool. Now we are going to click ready to pack, ready to pack, ready to pack, ready to pack, ready to pack. And then you can see down here on the bottom, it says print all SKUs, 5 labels, 10 units. So we're going to click that button. And then you need to choose the correct printer that you have. So if you're just getting started, I recommend you to use a regular printer that you probably already have and use 30 up sheets. That's 30, there's 10, 20, 30. There's 30 labels on a sheet. I happen to have a thermal printer that prints on adhesive labels one at a time. But in this section, you have to make sure you choose the right printer. So this drop-down menu, you have standard formats and thermal printing. If you choose thermal printing, you got to make sure you put the right width and height for the labels. And for this one that I'm using, it's 57 millimeters by 32 millimeters tall. And we are now going to click print all. I have two different thermal printers right here, and you can see the labels are in the back, but they're going to come out of here. Let's go ahead and go click print all. Then it opens your labels, and I'm going to choose the right printer, not that. We're going to choose Rollo printer. It should look like that, and hopefully, if all goes well, they just come out here, right here when I click print. So let's see. Cool. We got them. We got our labels. We're just going to apply these to the box. You can see those are the 9s. All right. It says the size on the end. It's the 6, 10. All right. So now we're going to go through and just put these on the boxes. When you put the labels on items, you have to cover up the manufacturer barcode. So basically, you want to make it so that it's impossible for an Amazon employee to scan the manufacturer barcode. So you put the label over the barcode just like that, and that's going to cover it up. So let's go ahead and go do that real quick. We're going to cover it just like this. Boom, 6.5. And just try not to wrinkle them. I almost wrinkled that one. All right, that's how you sticker the products, and it's very simple. But with these items, we got a couple more steps we're going to do. There is a price tag on here, and we don't want the customer to see that. So we're going to have to remove those, and I'm going to do that using a heat gun. Just because I know some people are probably going to say, those boxes are empty. Figured we might as well show the product, right? Women's free Metcon 4. Also got my handy-dandy Scout IQ scraper. Don't leave home without it. This is the heat gun that I'm using. Super simple, basic, probably way better than what you need, but they should be about 20 bucks. I've had this thing for over a decade, so if you buy a good one, it'll last a really long time. If you don't have a heat gun, you could actually just use a hair dryer. It's totally not necessary to have this hot of a heat gun just to take off these labels. And to be honest, you could probably just use your hot dragon breath if you got it, but we'll work with this. So we're gonna put the heat gun on the lowest setting, and we're just gonna apply little bit of heat to this bad boy. You'll see the stickers start getting darker, and sometimes they'll turn all completely black depending on what it is, but then you can see it comes off nice and easy. They really come off quite easy once you get it hot. Just got to get the edge of the scraper underneath that bad boy. Having fingernails definitely helps. I'm sure if you saw the close-up, I definitely don't have any. Boom, sticker's done. All right. Now that we got these listed, we got them labeled, and we also removed any of the price tags so as to not create dissatisfaction with the customer, there's one more thing that we need to do to prepare these for boxing up and getting ready to send off to Amazon. We're going to go back into the computer in a second, but before we do that, we have to prepare these because you don't want to send stuff off to Amazon like this, because Amazon is a very dirty warehouse and they don't really take as much care as you would think. So one misstep and these could fall out of the box, and because these are white shoes, they're going to be totally wrecked as soon as they touch a warehouse worker's hands or the ground or anything. So anytime you ship off anything to Amazon that has the potential of falling out of the packaging or has loose items or whatever, you want to contain it somehow. Now, with most items, you're probably going to want to poly bag it, which means put it in a clear bag and then seal it shut individual for each item. But for shoes, there's an easier way, and that way is rubber bands. These are from Staples. These are the number 64 rubber bands. These are 3.5 inches by 1/4 inch. So this is a pound bag, and I think this is only like $10 at Staples last time I bought one, and they last a decent amount of time. How many? It's a pound. Whatever, a pound of rubber bands. I don't know. Comment down below if you know how many rubber bands are in a pound of rubber bands, because I don't. But let me show you how this works. Basically, you're just going to take the rubber band, you're going to put it around the shoe box. Like that. How simple is that? That solves our problem. The shoes will not fall out. They will arrive to the customer like this, and we'll be able to box these all together in our FBA shipment without having to worry about the shoes falling out. So let me go ahead and rubber band the rest of these real quick. All right, boom. Items prepped. Now let's go back into the computer and finish this shipment. All right, we are back in Amazon. We are going to click here, pack individual units. And if you're watching this video way after I made it, it might not look exactly the same because this process kind of changes all the time. It's basically the same, but the way it looks, what it says on each button, it's going to be a little bit different depending on if Amazon's updated the system or not. So we're going to send right here. We are going to choose everything will fit into one box. I am almost certain I can get everything in here into one box, but I'm going to have to make sure. So let's actually make a box and put them in the box just so that we can make sure it actually fits.
World's best box cutter on deck. Time to get down to business. All right, I think this box will fit. Hopefully this box will fit. So let's go ahead and cut her down and get her ready. Tape gun. Some people don't use as much tape, but depending on what you're sending, and this is actually 2-inch tape. I normally prefer to use 3-inch tape. Better safe than sorry. Is it just me, or does the sound of a tape gun sound like a T-Rex? Box made. Now let's start putting some shoes in there.
And let's see how they fit. These are all smaller shoe boxes, so they should fit fine. This is where those Tetris hours come into play. Ooh, it does look like they're not gonna fit. 1 or 2 boxes shy. Let's see if we can get them to fit. One box over. All right. So close. Let's try one more thing. Ooh, that's gonna fit. Boom. Tetris skills paying off.
So that is exactly how they're gonna fit. I am going to throw some packing paper in there.
Hold them in place there.
Great news. Everything fits in one box, guys. Boom. Call it a day. Perfect. All right, so let's go ahead and seal that up. In our first apartment that we stayed at, we had our neighbors complain because it was too loud from all the tape gun sounds at night. And that's when I discovered silent tape. Always smooth out your tape with your hand just to make sure you get that good seal. Taped up box. Now we gotta weigh it. I believe the scale was like $60 or maybe 100, but it's lasted me forever. You could plug it in, but I like the fact that it's battery operated because you can just grab it and throw it wherever you need it. And this pulls away from it in case the box covers up the readout. All right, let's go ahead and throw her on there. 16.4 pounds. So we're gonna mark that down as 17 pounds. And we're gonna write that on the box with Sharpie so we don't forget because we're about to need that number. 17.
All right, so this shipment is pretty chill because we only have 10 items and Amazon allowed us to put them all in one box and ship them to the same warehouse. But if you send large quantities of items or all kinds of different types of items mixed together, clothing, electronics, shoes, whatever, Amazon's going to have you split them up. You're going to get split shipments, and you're going to have to send some of it to this warehouse and some of it to that warehouse. And those have to be in different boxes. And even if it all goes to the same warehouse, let's say if I had 50 pairs of shoes in this shipment and it was all going to the same warehouse, it's not all going to fit in one box. So you're going to have multiple boxes, and it matters what items are in each box. So through the shipment creation process, you will say, this item is in box 1, this item is in box 2, etc., etc. And you're also going to want to label it as box 1 when you write down the weight. So you would write 17 pounds, B1, box 1, 22 pounds, B2, box 2. And you're going to need that so you know not only what they weigh, but which box to put which shipping label on, which is the step that we're going to get into right now. All right, so we are back in Amazon. We have selected everything will fit into one box. We're going to click confirm. Now they want to know the box dimensions and the box weight. Real quick, we're just going to put the box weight is 17 pounds. And usually boxes are labeled with their dimensions on them. If not, you can just pull out your handy dandy tape measure and get that information. All right, tape measure. This is 18 inches by 16 and a half, 18, 16 and a half, 18 by 18 by 16.5. Now we're going to click confirm package information. We're going to click confirm and continue. Then we're going to have to go through the shipping step here. We're going to click ship date, and we're going to put tomorrow, which is going to be the 9th, because we're not going to ship this today. It's going to ship tomorrow. We're just waiting for Amazon to bring up the shipping carrier. And you can see they're offering us $13.17 to send this into Amazon via UPS partnered carrier. And I'm just going to do some math real quick. 13.17 divided by 17 pounds is about 77 cents a pound, which is not the best, but for something like shoes, you can't really fit more than 10 pairs in a box. You could use a little bit bigger box. You might be able to get 12 pairs, but you're not going to get it too cheap. So depending on where it needs to go, how far from you, and how much weight is in the box is what rate you're going to get. And the more weight you can put in a box, up to 50 pounds, because that's the limit per FBA shipments, the better shipping rate you're going to get. This being a 17-pound box, it is what it is. So that 77 cents per pound, let's actually divide that across the units. So there's 10 units. 13.17 means it's an added $1.31 shipping cost to ship these into FBA via UPS. So we are now going to click accept charges and confirm shipping. You could also do your own carrier if you have a better way that's cheaper to get it in. I doubt you do. UPS partnered rates are usually pretty dang cheap. It's just generating our shipping labels for us. So now it's time to print the box labels, and right here you can choose what type of printer you're using. If you're just getting started, you can use a regular printer, and you can use the 2 labels per sheet, an 8.5 by 11 that has 2 labels on each sheet, and you could use that one. That will be great. I happen to have a thermal printer that prints 4 by 6 inch thermal labels. I prefer the Rollo brand. Click print, wait for it to pop up. You can see the label style. You're going to click print. We're going to get a box label that looks like that. And then we're also going to get the postage label that looks like that. And choosing postage labels, and then click print. When you got your labels, you're going to fix those to the box. You want to put them on the same side of the box, but you want to put them separate from each other. So put the box label on one corner, and then put the shipping label on the other corner. That box is now ready to be dropped off at UPS. So this shipment right now is actually done. We have the FBA box label, we have the UPS shipping label, it's all taped up, and we are actually done in Amazon. We can go to the shipping queue, which will show us our shipments that we have ready to ship and send off to Amazon, which this one's ready to ship. Now, all we're going to do is take this box and drop it off at a UPS shipping center. When we drop it off, make sure you get a confirmation. They'll just scan the barcode and they'll give you a little receipt saying that you dropped it off. And that's very important, because if UPS loses it or Amazon damages it or whatever, you want to be able to prove that you actually drop the package off so that you could get reimbursed for your goods if they do get damaged. So we're completely done with Amazon. We're just going to close it up. We don't need to have the shipment open anymore. So all in all, it took me about 2 hours, an hour to shop and buy these items in the Nike factory store, and an hour to process and create a shipment, even though I was making a YouTube video and I was just using the Amazon platform itself, because if you use shipping software that's built for Amazon sellers, it's just way faster, it's way better. If you're just beginning, you might not be there yet and you don't need to take on those extra charges. I just wanted to be transparent with the amount of time that it took me to source and process these items. So that's 2 hours, $420 spent, and an expected profit of about $400. Now, they're not all gonna sell overnight. We have to wait for them to go active on Amazon after we drop them off with UPS. We have to price them appropriately, and prices change all the time, so it's not just a set it and forget it thing. And we have to manage that inventory, change the price, look at it. Maybe other sellers come on and there's just a large supply and the price goes down. We have to lower our price to make sure it sells. Ultimately, my goal is to sell shoes in 3 months or less, because if you have anything at Amazon longer than 6 months, you do get hit with a long-term storage fee, and we definitely don't want to add those costs into our goods. Also, if you have to remove something from Amazon, it's prohibitively expensive, so don't ever send anything to FBA that you don't expect to sell, because that is just not a good gamble to take. Also, if you've been watching this long and you're wondering where is that tip that I was going to give you guys about how to sell Nike on Amazon, or how to get ungated or approved, here it is. Getting approved to sell Nike on Amazon is a lot easier than most people think. You don't need an invoice from a distributor or a wholesaler. Those are great, right? But they're a little bit harder to get. You got to get a distributor account, get a wholesale account, blah, blah, blah. You could actually get approved with a retail receipt or a retail invoice. So you might get approved from Kohl's. You might get approved from any random sports website that has Nike brand stuff. The most important thing is just follow the rules. You need to buy 10 units of the item that you're restricted of selling, in this case, Nike. They don't have to be the same unit, but my advice to you is to make sure you're restricted on all of the units that you do purchase, because that's one of the requirements, is that you got an invoice, which doesn't have to be an invoice. Technically, it could be a receipt. If you can get it in an 8.5 by 11, that is the best. And don't try to find things that are going to make you money. If you do, that's great, but your goal should be to order 10 units that are very cheap, get your invoice or receipt, and submit it to Amazon along with any additional information that is not on that invoice or receipt. Now, very important, you need the name on the receipt or invoice to match the name on your Amazon seller account. So make sure when you order, you use the right name. If they don't accept it or you don't get approved, close that case, open a new case, and resubmit it. It's very, very important. I've actually been approved to sell brands by submitting a blank sheet of paper. So sometimes I think they don't really look at them at all. And I've heard of a lot of people getting approved lately just sending screenshots of online orders. Trust me, it's far simpler than you think it is. If you search for Nike products to buy on Google, one of the first people that show up on the top of the first page will help you. I'm not going to give you an actual supplier and say, go to this supplier and buy this product, because guess what? That will hurt other sellers that are already selling those products from those suppliers. If I do that, everybody will order from that same website, and then other people won't be able to get ungated on that, because Amazon will just stop accepting ungating invoices from that supplier because they know people are using it just to get ungated. Also doesn't really teach you anything, but just to illustrate how simple it is, during the pandemic, I wanted to sell webcams. Everybody needed a new webcam thanks to the Zoom revolution, and Logitech is the hot webcam. Unfortunately, I was restricted and I couldn't sell Logitech. And in order to get approved to sell Logitech, what did I order? I ordered 10 webcam privacy covers from Logitech.com. These were like 99 cents. It's just a piece of plastic that goes over your webcam for when you're not using it. Submitted the invoice to Amazon and got approved. Super duper easy. Don't make it harder than it needs to be. Don't believe when people tell you you can't use receipts to get ungated, because you can. It's not as easy as getting a proper invoice from a wholesaler or distributor, but you can do it. And anything that says invoice on it will definitely work. Ordering from Costco's website works. Costco is technically a wholesaler. It's actually in their name, Costco Wholesale. So hopefully this video was helpful for those of you that have never made an Amazon FBA shipment or have never listed anything on Amazon and just don't understand how that works. I look forward to making a bunch more videos for you guys in the coming future. Remember, this is not hard. This is simple. Selling on Amazon is simple. It doesn't mean it's not hard work, but it is simple. It's something that you can become a relative advanced expert on in 3 to 6 months of experience. And definitely in a full year of trying really hard, you will be a super duper expert. So not a lot of things that you can become an expert in. It's just not that hard. There's not that many things to figure out, all right? I'll see you guys on the next one. Remember, if you ain't flipping, you slipping. Peace.